All right, good morning, everyone. It is 9:04 in the morning of December 14th, 2021, and this is my pre-market strategy session. So the first thing that I have up here, this is an interesting one. GRTX, it is up right now at 118% pre-market at $3.01 per share, all right? $3.01 per share. And what makes this one interesting is a couple things here. Let's start off with the 10-minute first. This is the 10-minute chart, and I put a Fibonacci on this thing this morning, and I used $2.78 as the top of my Fibonacci, the levels of my Fibonacci, and essentially that's a double of the previous day's close at $1.39. So, $1.39 times 278, that's where I get the sort of parameters for this Fibonacci. And it's come down, you can see here in the pre-market action, in the 10-minute action here, it came down and tested that 100% level at 278 and has bounced away a bit. So now, and actually in the past few minutes here, it looks like it's coming back down, whatever. I'll wait to trade this when the market opens. Pre-market, I'm just going to stay away from it. But what makes this one interesting is this is the first time I've seen something like this being traded. So GRTX here has some kind of a drug that was in phase 2 or phase 3. Let's see. GRTX, corrected data error meets trial endpoint. So here, let's see if it's up here. Yeah, look at this. Galera Therapeutics says corrected data errors show avasopasm met trial primary endpoint. Shares jump. So I've never seen a mathematic error then get corrected and then what the stock does. So here, back here on the, let's see, it's the 19th, the 18th or the 19th. Let's see. 19th, Galera Therapeutics shares slump after phase 3 of avasopasm fails to meet main goal, right? And look at this, So let's see, it gapped down. It closed on the 18th of October at $7.40 a share, and then opened on the 19th at $2.07. So there's a $5 difference there, So logic would tell you, now it's not good to use logic when trading, because logic goes out of the window with trading stocks. It's kind of a strange thing. You gotta, it takes a certain mindset. You gotta be able to block out what logic would tell you to do in trading, because oftentimes, it just doesn't work out. Like, logically speaking, this would happen if this happens, kind of thing. But anyway, it seems to me that logic would say, hey, this thing does meet, the endpoint criteria, so we ought to at least see this gap close, and if not, go higher. Because what if on the 18th, or I'm sorry, if on the 19th of October, it announced that its drug, avasopasm, whatever it was, meets the endpoint criteria and, whatever, then the stock most likely would have taken off this way, right? And it would be much higher than it is right now. It certainly wouldn't be this low. Well, don't count on it. If this thing gives 1-minute setups, then I'll take it. If it starts showing more strength, then just a sort of a flash in the pan, small cap momentum trade, then I might try and trade it for more than just momentum setups. I might try and trade it for, swing, or, most of my scalps only last, really 2 to 5 minutes tops, and if this thing really starts to rocket and take off, in the direction that logic would tell you it would take off, then there's going to be a lot of really good trading on it. But that's, it's unknown. it could happen that this thing just peters out for the rest of the day. It popped up pre-market and now it's trailing off. This is a really strong chart, so we'll see what happens with it. I am like I'd say I'm 75% confident that this stock will give setups today, but it's going to be really hard. The Noisemaker and whoever it is, the thing's already traded 33 million shares pre-market. It has a total outstanding of 26.43, and its float is 11 million. So this thing's going to be super heavy. The trading is already super crowded. So, I don't know exactly how things are going to play out, but it ought to give a setup of some kind. So this is the main one that I'm watching for the morning. Okay, MT. So now MT just announced it's getting a bit of a bump here, about 4.52%. And they are getting a bump on a share buyback announcement. But I don't think that this is going to, this pop up right here, I don't think that it's going to last for very long. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. And the reason that I don't think so is because the share buyback is targeted. It's not really an open market operation. It's more along the lines, I guess it'll probably be best for me to read it to you. ArcelorMittal, I think that's the name. Yeah, ArcelorMittal, New York Registry, enters into repurchase agreements with certain holders of its mandatorily convertible subordinated notes. This announcement is for information only and is not an offer to purchase or a solicitation of offers to sell any securities. So it announced a share buyback program, but it's not of the common share type. Now, it could be that if there's somebody who's really deep in the weeds on this company, like there's an analyst that covers it, maybe this helps out this company with some kind of a debt issue. Maybe it improves their quick ratio or a debt to equity ratio, whatever it is. I don't know, but I'm going to stay away from this one. I don't like the news on this one. If it's doing a buyback program, of its shares, then okay, yeah, I can see where it catch a bid. But it's very targeted. So I don't think the news. I could be wrong. I mean, it could be that because it's targeted, and most people would say, I don't want anything to do with it. It'll run. It's just the psychology on the market. It's just it's crazy. So I'm staying away from it. That's my personal opinion. So I will not be looking for trades on MT. It just happens to be on the scanner, one of the stocks gapping up on my large cap scanner. TMX, let's see, TMX, TMX is being acquired. Let's look at the notes here. Rentokil initial to acquire TMX Global for $6.7 billion. It's something like $55 a share. Yeah. It is agreed to acquire pest control company TMX Global Holdings in a cash and stock deal valued at $55 per share, or an aggregate of $6.7 billion. So, $55 a share is quite a bit further north than where we are right now. It's at 47 pre-market. I don't have a lot of experience trading these types of acquisitions. And so today, I don't know what kind of, most acquisitions end up just being flat. Like they open and just move sideways for the rest of the day. We'll see what happens with this one. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to play out. So it's up, it's on watch. We'll see what goes on. All right, VIR. VIR is one that I paid attention to quite some time ago here. Yeah, starting, yeah, oh, that's why. Okay. VIR rocketed here from 40, we'll call it 45, and went to a high of 141. And at some point, I traded this at some point. I don't remember when it was, but and actually, you know what? I think it was right here on the 26th of January. I think it was that day that I traded it. I don't remember if I traded it or not on this big run up day right here. I just don't remember. Veer today, it was popping up pre-market. This pre-market data right here, let me pull up Veer. It was incorrect earlier. Let's see, VIR. At 46.53 right now. So yeah, for whatever reason, I'm not sure why TradingView isn't current, but the price on VIR right now at this moment, we'll use the last trade was at 9:10 in the morning, about 6 minutes ago, and it was at $46 even. So this is the true pre-market price right here at 46. That was the last price to get traded, according to my level 2 at least. So I don't know what's going to happen with Veer today. It's on watch. If it starts hitting the scanner, so on and so on and so on. IDW has pretty good news here. Let's see. Where did it go? Oh, I think it's on. Let me pull up Street Smart Edge here. Yeah. Okay, IDW signs new deal with Apple TV Plus for its original live action series, Surfside Girls. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know, how profitable IDW is, if it is at all. Let's see. No, it's losing money. Its revenues are going down, but at least its net income is rising. Well, so they're cutting costs. I don't know. It's on watch. We'll see if that news about Apple Plus TV does anything for it today. All right, the broader market. Let's see here. The S&P, or the SPY, which is a proxy for the S&P, if it opened up right now, it would be down 0.68%. It's still bullish. There's really, I guess there's some testimony about the taper and the rate of change there's a possible rate of change on the amount of tapering that the Fed is going to do in order to fight inflation, which, I don't know. The market, it's pulling back. I mean, it just went up and made an attempt to push through to a new all-time high. I mean, it did have an all-time closing high here on the 10th. Was it 2 days ago? No, it was Friday. It was on Friday, 2 trading days ago. This is a new all-time closing high. I mean, you can see it put in a high here, 473 and change on the 22nd of November, but it didn't close there. You can see the highest closing price. Let's see. The highest closing price before that was right here on this green candle at 469.57, right? So this, it's not the highest printed price during the day. The highest printed price so far during regular hours is 473.54. So it's kind of, it just hit a new all-time closing high now. It's pulling back a little bit. It does coincide with a Fed open, I guess it's an FOMC meeting and briefing that's going to be given tomorrow, so on and so on. I don't know. I think that this dip, whatever dip it gives us, is going to be a buying opportunity. And the bottom ought to be pretty obvious. There's going to be, and my guess is there's going to be a big spiky candle with a big bottom tail. Like imagine for a moment. Let's see. Let me pull up the. Oh well, I'll change the color. Imagine for a moment that this tail right here extended on this red candle. I think probably Wednesday or Thursday, we're going to get some gigantic, let me change this color here real quick. We're going to get some gigantic bottoming tail is the way I'm guessing things are going to work. And who knows where it hits? I don't know, but it just, this dip right here just doesn't scare me. There's just too much incentive for the Federal Reserve to continue to buy. I mean, they've got all these special purpose vehicles that are still in place to actually conduct market operations. The Fed is in here. The Fed is in here buying. They're buying, the securities that they said they're buying are more like ETFs and stuff, and there are these different types of funds, but they're in the market. All right, VIX, the VIX here is elevated, the 22, and it's kind of nice to see it poke up against the 22 right here and start to fade away. I put this trend line on yesterday, and it was for the break. I played the long side of the SPY here, and it actually came down to this 1985. Where did I get that level? I don't remember where I got 1985 from, but it poked up over 1985, came down to the to this level here. After this level was put in, I put in a trend line. And I watched it break below that, and then it held at 1985, and so I got out of my position. It was only for a little small gain. But you can see here now, this trend line again actually kind of held up over here. So coincidental, totally coincidental. I'm going to leave the line up. It seems to be doing some, it seems to be sort of coinciding with what's happening with the VIX right now. So I'm going to leave it there for the time being, probably just for a couple days or something until it becomes irrelevant. But for right now, so the top of the gap here is at 22. The bottom of the gap is at 18. The gap was put in at the end of February of 2020 on the big day when the market really started to crash from the announcement of closures in the United States. Bitcoin is still struggling here. I imagine I'm neutral on Bitcoin, below 53,000 and above 42,000. My guess is that Bitcoin just kind of continues to bounce around here for a while until it breaks out to the upside or the downside. Which way it goes, I'm not sure. It's definitely looking kind of bearish right now. I'm not saying that it is bearish. It's just looking kind of bearish. So I don't know. There's this 6 week roughly. Let's see, 16 September. 3 month. Roughly a 3 month time period here, and it seems to change. Like within these times, there seems to be about a 3 month shift in the price behavior of Bitcoin. So we're coming up on 3 months here pretty soon. My guess is that after this thing decides to kind of sell off for a little bit, it's going to bounce and head up higher. That's just my guess, and head up much higher. But what do I know? And I don't even really trade. I've never bought a Bitcoin. All right, everybody. Good luck out there. Keep your wrist tight. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, tap the bell, and I will see you at the recap. I am out.